sentence is hoi locroi tous palaius nomus eti ecusin. So the subject is hoi locroi, the Locrians. Then the verb is ecusin, which means they have. And eti means still and goes with the verb. So the Locrians still have. And then tous palaius nomus is an accusative phrase. Nomus is the noun, palaius is the adjective. So it means the ancient laws or their ancient laws. So the whole sentence is the Locrians still have their ancient laws. The next sentence, tous gar ton progonon nomus ai phulasusin. Now, tous nomus is accusative, and there's no nominative noun, so the subject must be they in phulasusin, referring back to the Locrians. So for, that's gar, for they guard, and I means always. So for they always guard, the object is tous nomus, the laws, and then ton progonon is genitive plural, of their ancestors. And this phrase is what's called the genitive sandwich. Tous ton progonon nomus, the of the ancestors laws. So the whole sentence means, for they always guard the laws of their ancestors. And the next sentence is, ei tis ethele nomon neon pareken, ton trakelon en broco eke. So ei tis means if someone. So if someone, ethele, wishes, and then the infinitive is pareken, to provide or produce, a nomon neon. Neon means new, nomon is a law. And then the main verb is eke, he has, his neck, so the object is ton trakelon, in a noose. So a brokos is a noose, and here it's in the dative case, broko, because the word en, meaning in, takes dative. So the whole sentence is, if someone wishes to produce a new law, he has his neck in a noose. The next sentence is, epeita de peri tu nomu lege. So epeita means then or next. Lege is the main verb, and there's no nominative noun here, so it must just mean he speaks, referring back to tis, meaning someone. And then peri plus genitive means about, and then tu nomu is the genitive of hot nomos, meaning the law. So the whole sentence means, then he speaks about the law. And de just means and or but. So you could say, and then he speaks about the new law. And then the next sentence is this one, a bit longer. Amen sophos lege, kai honomos cresimos esti, kai heton locron ecclesia ethele ekein ton nomon ton neon, ho anthropos epainon eke, kai apobaine. Now remember, men is a word that exists in a pair. And it exists in a pair with de, which is down here. And it's a way that the Greeks used to contrast two things. So literally, it means if on the one hand, this, and then a de means if on the other hand, something else. But often the best way to translate it in English is to just ignore the word men and then to translate de as but. But when you see the men, you know that something is coming later that will contrast with this first phrase. So if a, he speaks lege. Again, there's no subject here, so it's referring back to the tis, again, to someone. If he speaks sophos, right, sophos means wise, with a short o, an omicron, whereas sophos, with a long o, or omega, is the adverb, so wisely. Kai means and, honomos is nominative case, the law, esti means is, and kresimos means useful. Then kai is and then here you have another genitive sandwich, her ton locron ecclesia, literally the of the Locrians assembly, but we would say the assembly of the Locrians. Ethele means wishes or wants, and the subject is the assembly. Then ekein means to have, And the object of to have is this phrase in the accusative case, ton nomon, ton neon. That means the new law. So remember, with Greek adjectives, you could just say the new law, like up here, tous palaius nomus, the ancient laws. But you can also say the law, the new one, or in English, the new law. Those are both two ways of doing the same thing. And then ho anthropos, the man. And the verb is eke, has, and the object is epainon. That's accusative case of epainos, meaning praise. Kai means and then apobaine means he goes away. So that whole sentence means if he speaks wisely and the law is useful and the assembly of the Locrians wishes to have the law, the new law, the man has praise and goes away. And then we get the contrast. E de honomos kakos tekai kalepos estin, hoi lokroi ton brokon helkusin, kai ton anthropon apoktenusin. So, de is marking the contrast. So, but if the law, honomos, is estin, and there's an n on the end because there's a comma after it, it's at the end of the phrase. But if the law is, now tekai means both and. So both kakos, bad, and kalepos, dangerous. Then hoi lokroi, the Locrians, and the verb is helkusi, which is the third person plural of helko, which means to pull on something. So the Locrians pull on, and the object is the nous, ton brokon, and they kill apoktenusin, and then the object is ton anthropon, the man. So the whole sentence means, but if the law is both bad and dangerous, the Locrians pull on the nous and kill the man. The next sentence is, ho un phobos kolue tus locrus. So un means therefore. So therefore, fear, ho phobos. Remember, fear is an abstract noun. So in English, we would just say fear, but Greek can say the fear. So fear hinders, kolue, the Locrians. So that's the object, tous locrus, the Locrians. So the whole sentence means, therefore, fear hinders the Locrians. The next sentence is, hogar tu thanotu kindunos denos estin. Gar means for, so for. The danger of death, this is another genitive sandwich, literally the of death, danger. And then estin means is, and denos means terrible. So the sentence means, for the danger of death is terrible. Then, next sentence, ou polakis peri nomon neon akusin. So ou means not, and polakis means often. So not often do they hear akusin about peri plus genitive, and then your genitive is nomon neon, new laws. So the whole sentence is, for they do not often hear about new laws. And then en diakosios eniautois heis nomos neos estin. So en plus dative means in. So in diakosios, 200, eniautois, years. And then estin here means is, or in this sentence, perhaps it means there is, heis nomos neos. Now notice this is heis with a rough breathing, not ace with a smooth breathing. Ace means into plus accusative, but heis means one. So one new law, nomos neos. So that sentence means in 200 years there is one new law. And then the next sentence, hoi lokroi, e tis ophthalmon ekopte, anankasdusi ton anthropon ophthalmon parekein antekoptein. So the Locrians, hoi lokroi, if someone, e tis, knocks out an eye, ekopte ophthalmon, they force anankasdusi, the man, ton anthropon, that's the object, to provide parekein, an eye, ophthalmon, to knock out in return. That's the meaning of antekoptein, infinitive. So the whole sentence is, the Locrians, if someone knocks out an eye, force the man to provide an eye to knock out in return. And then the next sentence, Lokros tis monon ophthalmon eke. So tis means a certain, if it's an adjective going with a noun. So a certain Locrian, tis Lokros, has eke, one eye, monon ophthalmon. So a certain Locrian has one eye. And then the next sentence, ekphoros tis ton ophthalmon ekopte. So a certain enemy, ekphoros tis, knocks out, ekopte, the eye, ton ophthalmon, accusative case. So a certain enemy knocks out the eye. Hutos, ha anthropos ophthalmon uk eke. So hutos means in this way. The man, ho anthropos, does not have uk eke, an eye, ophthalmon. So the whole sentence means, in this way, the man does not have an eye. And then the next sentence, nomon un neon ethele parekein. So un means therefore, and the main verb is ethele. So therefore, he wishes. There's no subject in the sentence, so the subject is contained within ethele. And this is referring back to the man who had one eye and now he has none. So he therefore wishes to provide parekein, or to produce, a new law, nomon neon. Then the next sentence is phobon gar ukeke dioti hobios esti nun abiotos. So gar means for. For he does not have ukeke, fear, phobon, accusative case, because dioti, hobios, the life, or his life, is esti, now, that's nun, and then abiotos means unlivable or not worth living. So the sentence means, for he does not have fear because his life is now not worth living. Then the next sentence, ton un trakelon ento broco eke kai peritu nomu lege. So un, therefore, he has eke, his neck, ton trakelon, or literally the neck, in the noose, en plus dative, ento broco, in the noose, and he speaks kai lege, peri plus genitive, meaning about, peri tu nomu. So tu nomu is genitive singular, and he speaks about the new law. So the whole sentence means, therefore he has his neck in the noose and speaks about the new law. And then we go into direct speech, and you can tell that because of the speech marks, and this is what he says. Etis ton heterophthalmu ophthalmon ekopte, de parekein amphoterus tus ophthalmus antekoptein. So, etis, if someone, ekopte, knocks out, ton heterophthalmu ophthalmon, this is a genitive sandwich, so it literally means the, of a one-eyed man, eye. So, therefore it means the eye of a one-eyed man. De means it is necessary. Now this is an impersonal verb in the sense that it's not like he must, it's just it is necessary. That's how Greek expresses that idea. So Greek doesn't say he must, Greek says it is necessary to do something. So de, it is necessary to provide amphoterus tus ophthalmus, both his eyes, both of the eyes. Amphoterus meaning both, and that's an accusative phrase because it's the object of parekein. And then antekoptein means to knock out in return. So the whole sentence means, if someone knocks out the eye of a one-eyed man, it is necessary to provide both his eyes to knock out in return. Or you could say he must provide both his eyes to knock out in return. And then the next sentence, amphoteroi un hoi anthropoi homoios paskusin. So un means therefore, and remember it comes second in the sentence always. Both the men, amphoteroi hoi anthropoi, and the verb is paskusin, that means they suffer, and homoios is an adverb meaning in the same way. So therefore, so the whole sentence means, therefore, both of the men suffer in the same way. Then, ho anthropos sophos lege, kai ho nomos kresimos estin. So the man speaks lege, wisely, sophos, adverb, and the law, kai ho nomos, is, that's estin, kresimos, that means useful. So the man speaks wisely, and the law is useful. And the next sentence, her ton lokron ecclesia ethele ekein ton nomon ton neon. So it starts with the genitive sandwich, the of the Locrians assembly, or the assembly of the Locrians. Ethele means wishes, ekein means to have, infinitive, and then ton nomon ton neon, literally the law, the new one. But in English we would just say the new law. So the sentence means, the assembly of the Locrians wishes to have the new law. Then we have a men here, ha men. That means that this is the first part of a contrast. So ha men, and then we're going to have somewhere else ha de, and that will contrast with the first bit. So ha men un tu heterophthalmu ekthros, amphoterus tus ophthalmus pareke ante koptein. So ha, we've got a genitive sandwich here. So ha ekthros, the enemy of the one-eyed man. So literally, the of the one-eyed man enemy. And un means therefore. And then the main verb is pareke, provides. And then the object is amphoterus tus ophthalmus, both his eyes. And then antekoptein means to knock out in return. So the whole sentence means, therefore, the enemy of the one-eyed man provides both of his eyes to knock out in return. And then here is the second half of the contrast. Hode heterophthalmus epainon eke kai apobaine kai hoi lokroi neon nomon nun ekusin. So this is contrasting the fate of the enemy, who gets two eyes knocked out, with the fate of the one-eyed man, who has a happier ending, which is this bit. And now here we have hode, heterophthalmus, and, sorry, in fact that's wrong, it should be hode heterophthalmos, so the one-eyed man, and de here means but. So, but the one-eyed man, eke epainon, has praise. Eke means he has, and epainon is the accusative of epainos, meaning praise. And he goes away, kai apo baine. And the Locrians, kai hoi lokroi, nominative plural, now have nun ekusin, a new law, neon nomon. So the whole sentence means, but the one-eyed man has praise and goes away, and the Locrians now have a new law.